Welcome back, everybody, and today we looking at Z Gogeta, and what I'm saying is that he's for the Z ranks. That's the secret. I reviewed him a couple months ago. Has it been a couple months? Gosh, I don't know where the time is going. Remember to set your clocks back because it's daylight savings today. But Z Gogeta, the Z in his name shows that he's for Z ranks, and I'm not a Z rank, so why am I talking about it? Well, I'll tell you why I'm talking about it. The reason why is because just because you're not a Z rank yet doesn't mean you can't play like a Z rank. Loophole, we love those. So looking at him, you say to yourself, he's not like the other characters. He does not have any broken skills that give him an advantage or, you know, kind of like a get out of jail free card like some of the other characters do. But you have things that require skills that require knowledge of when to use them and what those skills are. I mean, yeah, we've got the, is it finish sign? Yeah, finish sign is pretty cool, but then we've got the immovable stance, and what that does is that grants us hyper armor. And if you're somebody who knows the value in hyper armor, you know that hyper armor will allow you to sponge blows, because let's face it, you're going to find yourself on the other end of somebody's combos more than once or twice. But just because that's the case doesn't mean you can't prevent yourself from being able to get out of it. And having that hyper armor there gives you an easy opportunity to counter in some kind of way. You have a choice. You can use a super counter, you can use a Z counter, or you can use perception. Those are your main ways that you'll be able to really just, you know, kind of break up the pattern. Now, when faced against other broken characters like this Beast Gohan here, you really have to just kind of be on all of your P's and all of your Q's, because they will not give you an inch and they will be using their broken skills to really kind of turn the tide there. So that's where the lack of such skills can come in. But this is also why I say that he is for the Z ranks, because those skills mean nothing to a Z rank player. Now, if you watch the way that we played through this match here, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, because now we're going to play through this and say, all right, you know what? Broken skills or not, we're going to play the game like we mean it. All right. So knowing how to super counter is a big deal. And also knowing how to take advantage of all, you see how many chase downs we get? Knowing how to take advantage of all the chase downs that you get. Now, one of my gripes, and it has to do with one of his special attacks, is the fact that, you know how he's got the vanish, like even Beast Gohan that we're fighting right now, Beast Gohan or his ultimate form that we're fighting right now, that one has a move where you vanish, teleport right in front of the person to do your attack, right? Then Beast Gohan has it as well. Ultra Instinct Goku has it. Hit has it. You know, a couple people in this game have it. And usually whenever I mention it, when regarding any of those other characters, I forget that Gogeta from Z has it. And why do you think that is? It's because I don't know, it feels a little bit slower than the other ones. I don't know why they made it slower than the other ones, but it just seems like it's slower than the other ones. Like, it catches people off guard way less times than any of the other ones do. But that's all boiling down to knowing when the right time to use it is. And I will find a right time to use it during this video. You guys will see. I won't leave you empty-handed. You won't see me using an ultimate on anybody, but, well, or maybe you will. You gotta watch and find out. But that would be the real thing there. Now, I don't have any complaints about his first special attack, Big Bang Kamehameha, because I was actually kind of surprised that he had it when I first started playing with him in this game. I was like, oh, he's got that ability here. Okay, no complaints here. You won't find any complaints from me. And I think that is just that's a Gogeta special, because Vegito has final Kamehameha, which I wonder which one of those would you guys say is stronger? Like, it's, you know, I think Final Flash is a stronger attack altogether than Big Bang attack, but I don't know, there's something about the hand positioning of Big Bang Kamehameha that makes it so much more. I don't know. It's got so much more flair to me. I don't know what it is, and I think it's because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta made the move extremely powerful too. So, you know, that could be where a little bit of bias comes in. But if we're just going like Vegito Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan Gogeta, maybe final Kamehameha. I don't know. I mean, Gogeta, when he's in his blue form, he doesn't even use Big Bang Kamehameha. So if you were to put the two, he just uses a standard Kamehameha. I mean, it's not standard in the sense that it's normal and weak. It's standard in the sense that it's, you know, it's a Kamehameha. It's not a fusion between Goku and Vegeta's moves. That's just Goku's Kamehameha with amplified power. So you be the judge of that. Maybe we'll just try to do a thing. I mean, it only matters, like, you could be using, who has the weakest? Like, you could be using a full power energy wave and use that to clash with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's Big Bang Kamehameha and probably end up winning. So we aren't going to get that answer in this. Power scalers, where y'all at? If you're in the comments, leave that down below. Let me know which one canonically is actually more powerful, because I'm actually kind of curious right now. I'm not going to rest until I know the answer. Well, maybe I will rest, because losing an hour of sleep kind of hit different. But anyway, back to Gogeta. Yeah, he is not for people who want to rely on the skills to do the work for them, because, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of refreshing. Like, I find myself relying on certain skills. Like, it's funny because it depends on who has it. Like, if I have a character that has Wild Sense and I know they have it, I will be more inclined to be pressing Wild Sense because they have it. And then usually in the cases like that, I'm usually at it can be a disadvantage in some cases, or not so much a disadvantage, but I want to turn the tide. I just want to turn the tide of the battle in some cases, and that's typically the way to do it. That's how you mix somebody and you throw them off their rhythm, when you just automatically just vanish, and you can pull it off without them seeing your skill count go down. Now, people are wise enough now to, you know, vanish that itself, especially when people are really good. I have my days where I'm paying attention and where I'm not. Sometimes I'm just looking at the health. I'm like, I'm trying to get your health down. Oh, you popped a Wild Sense? Oh, I didn't even see. I think I got hit with every Wild Sense that was popped at me today. But you know what I was doing? I was vanishing as best as I could. I was super countering as best as I could. And we got rewarded for it. In a lot of cases, we were rewarded for our manual play of the game. You know, the more that you do it, the better you get at it. And sometimes you can, you know, I can argue and say that I'm not dependent on Wild Sense or After Image or After Image Strike, at least depending on the character. Like, if I'm using Chaozu, then yeah, I'm using the After Image as many times as I can get. He's got three, but he's got 2 health bars that you can see up at the top, which really amounts to 3. And, you know, like, we need something there to account for the fact, like, you know, Chaozu's going to, it hurts when you hit Chaozu. It hurts. So in cases like those, like, some skills are made for certain characters to account for the fact, or to make up for what they may lack. And in Z Gogeta's case here, there's not a whole lot that he is lacking. Now, I did catch people lacking in the beginning of this video, especially people with the grab. I caught people off guard with the grab so many times. And that might be one of my favorite things about Z Gogeta, his grab. He has a flashy grab that really makes you want to, like, pull it off. Like, if you pull that grab off, and it's not unblockable either, people can block it, but if you catch somebody just right with it, it's just going to happen, and there's nothing else to it. It's pretty much the move that he was using against Janemba. And my only gripe is that he kind of does the same thing in his ultimate, his rush attack. You'll see that start off the same way essentially, which I feel like could have been, I don't know what else could have been put there, honestly. I don't know what else, like I don't think it was a missed opportunity. I guess both are appropriate. You know, like I think it was appropriately put there. But now you can finally see me using that second attack there. So right time to use it. Just randomly. Just a random time to use it. Like, don't use it when someone's rushing at you, because you'll see that happen here. I mean, when people are getting better at timing when they want to charge in at you, because that would be one of the best times to use it. So another thing that I want to note, you see how he holds his perception where he's literally just standing, he's just stanced up? That is the biggest thing to note here with Z Gogeta. Z Gogeta is a professional aura farmer. And why do I say that he's a professional aura farmer? Is because every move he took, like, look at the way that one of the most unique ways to trip somebody, where he just puts his whole drop kick right to your shins and you're on the ground. And there are a lot more of his attacks that I did not take advantage of, but you can see within the way that he does his smash attacks, whether it be up, down, left, and right, they all are flashy. Like Vegeta, you see, I knew I was going to confuse their names at some point during this voiceover, but Gogeta's, I don't know why, but Gogeta just seems like he has longer legs because he does a lot of kick-based attacks, but his legs are usually fully extended through a lot of them, in case you guys missed that little bit within his choreography or his combo rhythm. So usually that's a great time to attack, right? Especially when you use the beast kick and you see somebody charging into sparking mode, but either it's slow or he was prepared, and in a lot of cases, feel like it was just a bit slower. Now, as you guys can see, I had the hyper armor there for a moment, so you can tell when the hyper armor is doing what it needs to do. In a lot of cases, hyper armor can also protect you from getting hit with small ki blasts. So good thing to note there. And this guy using Trunks, he was actually really good. And that's another thing. I think, because somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that Z Gogeta in Tenkaichi 3 had Explosive Wave as one of his skills, and that was what made him even more broken there too, is the fact that you can kind of just, you get a get out of jail free card. And this Trunks here, as you guys can see, he was using them, but we was catching him off guard with the grabs. But what that did for him is that means he had, no skill points most of the time. And skill points are important even when you want, like when you just want to do a regular perception these days. That's what you need to do. Now, he was already rushing there. I saw it after the fact. So we weren't hitting nothing there. And he keeps on getting me with that too. I feel like he knows at this point, like, I'm going to try to counter him going into sparking. But he was pretty good with countering and mixing things up with the way that he would, like, go into sparking in some cases, and then in other cases just get just enough ki to rush straight at me. The charged ki blast for me feels like a shotgun type of thing. That's what I'm starting to get from it, because there are a couple of fusions that have that type of charged ki blast attack, and it's not my favorite, especially if you are far away from someone. Don't expect it to do much, but like I said, it feels more like a shotgun type of ki blast charge, because the closer you are, the better it does. If all of those hit, each one does a lot of damage on its own. So when you're close up, it doesn't have as much of a chance to spread out, kind of like a shotgun shell, shotgun pellets. So, just another thing to take advantage of and look at there. And another funny thing, they gave Gogeta, they probably gave him the most outfit choices out of the fusions that we have in this game. And what I mean by outfit choices is the halo. You can make him living, or you can make him passed on. So just an interesting thing to note there. Like, he's not bound to the halo, which I don't know. Because we've seen him like this is the only way we've really seen Z Gogeta animated in such a way where he has the halo. It almost feels kind of weird to see him without it. I've tried it and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like for a moment he has hair, and then without it he's bald. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being dramatic, but that's the way it looks. He just looks bald without it. I think that's all. Like, you know, when King Neptune took off his crown, bald, 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 my eyes. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel when I used him. So you won't be seeing me use Z Gogeta without the halo. I'm sorry, it's just a part of him at this point. Now, Gogeta from Super, yeah, he's cool without the. He doesn't need the halo. He doesn't look as weird. Now, if you really wanted to confuse people really need to pay attention in this game if they wanted to say, okay, which Gogeta am I fighting right now? Because if they don't realize and say to themselves, I mean, they kind of look stitched differently, kind of look built a little bit differently. I don't know why. It's just such a weird thing to notice. It's like being able to tell twins apart in some cases. But, you know, one obviously has the orange jacket and the other one's is a bit more on the yellow side. So just a little Easter egg for you guys to pay attention to there. Just, you know, it's fun to have little details like that make the game, or make aspects of the game have their own unique flair, as opposed to just being a full-on, just like reskin version of whatever else it's supposed to be. So, as you guys can see, this guy did manage to sneak a win off of me. 3, you know, best of 3, 2-1. So, good on him there. I got nothing bad to say there. Now, this Ultra Instinct guy, however, I don't know. Who knows how things would have went, because I felt like I was fighting a normal character, unless, you know, he needed to transform here. He definitely needed to transform. And you guys just recently see my Ultra Instinct video. If you haven't, go check that out right after this one. But I don't see the point in using UI sign, whatever you want to call it, the unmastered version of it. You know, like, it's cool. It's cool. It's got its place, especially if you want to use him and don't feel like you have a health advantage. But I don't know. There's something different about his, you know, I mean, of course the aura is different, but there's something different. Like, you know, the version of him that aura farms is the mastered version. But that's all I'm going to have to say about this one. We're going to get him back with this Kamehameha. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.